Good morning. Today we're going to look at how to use a graphing calculator to find the mean, median, and mode for a data set when we're getting that data set from a frequency table. So first, let's talk a little bit about frequency tables. Let's say that you were looking at the scores a Little League team earned during a summer season playing baseball, and let's say that that team in each game earned from 1 to 6 points. So here you see our scores from 1 to 6. So let's say that in 3 games the team earned 1 point. Well, that would be the frequency of the score of 1. And let's say in 5 games the team earned a score of 4. Okay, so the score is 4 and they earned that 5 times. Here are the rest of the frequencies, or the numbers of times that each score occurred. So the team earned 6 points in only 1 game, and 2 points in each of 4 games. Now, just to make sure this is clear, I'm going to add a visual to it. Here is a little bar chart showing the scores across the x-axis and how often they occurred on the y-axis. So that score of 1 happened 3 times, and the score of 2 happened 4 times, and so on. So I'm just going to put bars here to visually represent how many times the team earned each score. Okay. Looking at this bar chart, it's really easy to see our mode. The mode is the most common score for a data set. So we can see that the scores of 3 and 4 happened in 5 games each. And from the table, we can very easily get the range of our scores. If the highest score was a 6 in 1 game and the lowest score was a 1, 6 minus 1, that's 5. So to find the range, you subtract the lowest score from the highest score. Now let's talk a little bit about mean and median. Well, we know that to find the mean, we need to add up all the scores and divide by how many there are in their 20 games. Let's use technology to do this efficiently. So on your TI-84 calculator, in statistics, we are mostly going to use the stat button and the distribution menu, along with some graphing options. So if we go to stat, there are 3 different menus for us to choose from: edit, calculate, and test. We're going to use all 3 extensively throughout the year. Right now, we need to enter our data values, so we're going to edit. You can see that I've got my scores already in here, but let's say you open your calculator and the numbers are incorrect. You can highlight the title and hit clear and enter to quickly clear the entire list. Okay, I'm going to use L1 to put in the scores that happened in the baseball games. And I'm going to use L2 to put the frequencies, or how often each score occurred. Now that I have all my data in the table of values, I'm going to hit stat again to see my 3 menus: edit, calculate, and test. And I want to calculate the mean and median. There are lots of choices here. We're going to use a lot of these in this class. But for now, we're just going to use option number 1, variable stats. Because we only have 1 variable we're looking at, that would be the scores of the baseball games. L1 is where those scores are, and the frequency list is L2. That tells us how often each score occurred. When I hit calculate, I get lots of information back. To begin with, we really only need to focus on the average. The average is represented by X bar. It is the very first thing listed on the screen. So for this data set, our average is 3.1. And that average we're going to refer to as the mean, to be very specific about how showing that there's more information on the next screen. So if I use my arrow keys, I can scroll down. And there's lots of information here. The next piece of information I'm interested in is the median. And the median is, so the median for this data set is 3. Okay, so that's how you can use the graphing calculator to find the mean and median for a frequency table.